imagine Simone Biles, an extraordinary woman, breaking any more barriers or setting new heights, but she somehow manages to. Now Simone Biles, the 7-time gold medalist who has five different events named after her now, the winningest gymnast, is also Sports Illustrated Sportsperson of the Year.
Simone Biles has been named Sportsperson of the Year by Sports Illustrated, and to say she deserved it is a severe understatement. She probably could have won Time Sportsperson of the Year as well. However, there is one quote, that really caught my eye, and it concerns this.
With the end of the 2024 Paris Summer Olympics,
Journey to America begins.
A new countdown to the next Summer Games is already underway. In just 4 years, Los Angeles will once again take center stage as the host city of the 2028 Olympics.
We've now flipped the switch from planning to delivery.
It's been 40 years since LA last held that honor, when Olympian Carl Lewis took home 4 gold medals right here at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. The biggest track and field stars from around the world will once again get the chance to compete in this storied venue, a feeling Lewis remembers well.
That was a life-changing thing. You'll never be this big again in your whole life. You'll never have this chance again in your whole life.
It's a venue that's over 100 years old.
Casey Wasserman is the chairman of the LA 28 committee. He says turning the Coliseum, a venue from the 32 and 84 games where Rocket Man famously flew, from a football field back into a track and field venue will be the most expensive investment of the games, but one he believes is worth it.
The 2028 Olympics will be held in Los Angeles, California. Now, for the record, quick disclaimer, very quickly, I am not a believer in having the Olympics go from one city to another every 2 years, corresponding with the summer or winter Olympic Games, because of various reasons that we have discussed on this channel. And most recently, if you go back on demand and search the Paris Games, you will see those reasons. Focusing on Simone Biles, though, she told Sports Illustrated this: "I've accomplished so much. There's almost nothing left to do. Rather than just be snobby and to try again, and for what? I'm at a point in my career where I'm humble enough to know when to be done." She would go on to say, if you go back, you'll be greedy. Those are the consequences. But that's also your decision to decide. What sacrifices would be made if I go back now? When you're younger, it's like prom, college. Now it's like starting a family, being away from my husband. What's really worth it? More from SI. She is not ready to grapple with her legacy either. Quote, "I don't think the reality has set in of what I've exactly done in the sport. I can see it and I hear it from people and I see a glimpse of it. But the full magnitude, I don't think I've realized just yet. I don't think I'll realize till maybe I retire and look back in a couple years like, damn, she was good. Because I can see that. But I do it every day. So for me, it's normal." Quick break in the action. I have a new show coming out. So if you want to check it out, go to youtube.com/@the Rick Strom. Go subscribe. It's going to be an interview-based show with athletes, musicians, engineers, journalists, sports doctors. It's going to be fantastic. So check it out. Now, keep all of that in mind with Simone Biles, because one tweet that caught my attention was this. First, Pop Crave quoted Biles where she said, "I'm at a point in my career where I'm humble enough to know when to be done." Caroline then wrote above it, "Imagine if our elected officials had this kind of consideration." Well,
let me ask you about a leadership fight that's been playing out inside your party for who is going to be the ranking Democrat on top committees in your party that are going to have a lot of influence potentially over a Trump administration, or certainly responding to it. Jerry Connolly beat out Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Do you think that's the right person to lead the House Oversight Committee?
I think Jerry's a very able leader. I think Alex Ocasio-Cortez is excellent too. I thought we had an abundance of talent competing today, and I think that he's going to do a great job.
Wait. Are we going crazy or are they going crazy?
Connolly, who is 74 and was just diagnosed with esophageal cancer, beat back a challenge from 35-year-old progressive Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez amid calls for a new generation of leadership in the Democratic Party. As Democrat Don Bayer of Virginia, a Connolly ally, put it, quote, "Jerry's a young 74, cancer notwithstanding." Now, to be clear, I'm sure Jerry Connolly will do a fine job as the ranking Democrat on oversight. I understand his colleagues respect him. I understand the way seniority works in Congress, which has been there forever. Often there's a reason for it. You learn a lot over the years. But in light of everything that has happened over the past decade, it does feel like Democrats still have not learned a pretty important lesson here.
No, they haven't. They haven't. Jerry Connolly, a cancer-stricken man, beat out New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in a race that not only should have gone this way, but should not have been close. But then there's this.
Note the presence of a quorum. We will now vote to report the Defense Appropriations Bill favorably, subject to amendment. The clerk will call the roll.
Senator Feinstein.
Say aye.
Pardon me?
Aye.
Yeah.
Just say
I would like to support a yes vote on this. It provides $823 billion. That's an increase of $26 billion for the Department of Defense. And it funds priorities submitted.
Yeah, just say aye.
Okay, just aye.
What if some politicians even saw and had the vision that Simone Biles had? What would happen? I can tell you one thing that would happen. They would not benefit from the inside baseball knowledge of stock trades. They would not continue to enrich themselves. That's why they don't retire. That's why. And look, Jerry Connolly can be immensely dedicated to what he does. And I'm sure some of these people are immensely dedicated to their bank accounts and serving their donors. But there comes a time, and this is the biggest problem, one of the biggest, not the biggest, one of the biggest problems in politics, is that they don't know when to give it up. They literally die in those chairs, in those seats that they fill. Because instead of doing the country a good service by stepping aside, they hold on to power till their literal last breath. And it's why we also make fun of them a lot. Because they have unfettered power. And it's why many crack jokes in saying Congress is the retirement home. Because it is. Mitch McConnell doesn't know where he is. There are some politicians who are older and long in the tooth that are taking dementia pills. Honestly, sometimes you gotta laugh from crying.